It's time for another glorious edition of Chao Racing 2013 as Week 9 comes to you from the wonders of Niagara Falls. And here is the host with the most and always a wonder in our future, Mr. Brandon Shannons. Ah yes, Niagara Falls. How do you like that, folks? Very good. Welcome to Chao Racing 2017 to your fans at home. Well, Niagara Falls is one of the 7 wonders of the world, and our superstars are sure enjoying it. Right now they're trying to get some wins to get closer to the title shot in 2018 at the end of the season. So Paul, how do you like to start on this race? I'm good, I'm ready. Well then tell us what we have for our first race of Week 9. Alright, for our first race of Week 9 here in the beautiful Niagara Falls near New York in the Canada border, we have the License to Drive, Alheen Sr. We'll have the License to Destiny, Ramon Shorte of the Luck of the Irish, Donald Bennings, and the former Blackfire Will Linkson. The players are live and ready to go, and this one is on the way! There goes Alheen Sr. busting down the line, trying to fulfill another step closer towards his redemption. He should get a power race like crazy. The fans are on their feet for the License to Drive as he eats the fruit. Well, he's dancing to the beat right now, trying to get some attention. And right now, Manuel Shorte takes the rest. And there goes Alheen Sr. He's off and running again. He's leaving the yellow bananas in the dust. And who will get the first opening toss of Week 9's action here in the beautiful Niagara Falls? We're about to find out right now. It's going to be made by the former Blackfire himself. That's who. Will Linkson gets the first opening toss of Week 9's action this week. And right now, Donald Bennings is swimming along with a couple of silver chow in the water. As Speedbus number 2 of the opening race. As Donald Bennings quarterbacks, Speedbus number 2 of this race will be made by number 2, who's trying desperately to catch up more at the bridges. That should move up 1 or 2 places because Donald was quarterbacks. By now, Alheen Sr. is surely making his fans happy so far tonight. I don't think any of them will catch up to the License to Drive in a hurry. And who will get the next command Speedbus? It is Donald Bennings, one of the newcomers for Chao Racing 2017. He is fighting with number 2 for 4th place in the middle of the pack. Right now, in the back, it is numbers 1 and 7 who are getting left behind in the competition, battling for dear life. And who will get the next command Speedbus? It is number 8. He dominates over the 4th of Chow along with Donald Bennings. Meanwhile, Alheen Sr. is on the top of the wall. Alheen Sr. should be able to win this one. Yep, Alvin's gone. Back to number 8, continuing his domination of the 4th of Chow and Donald Bennings. He is doing pretty well, catching up to the former Blackfire Will Linkson. And I don't think number 1's going to get the Speedbus in time. He's going to hit the wall first. As a matter of fact, who do we really got the next command Speedbus? It is Will Linkson. That makes his second Speedbus in the race. Trying to catch up with Manuel Shorte. Looks like Alheen Sr. is all alone going to get the win. As Manuel Shorte takes the next Speedbus, the License to Drive, Alheen Sr. win another easy one. Another step towards his redemption at the end of the season for Alheen Sr. Great job. And the next Speedbus will be made by number 7, who's trying to leave number 1 in the dust. Will Linkson will have to settle for 2nd, and Manuel Shorte will come in 3rd place. Alright. And we have just enough time for one more Speedbus of the opening race of Week 9's action, and it will be made by number 8. That brings a total of 3 Speedbus for number 8, finishing just ahead of Donald Bennings. And the License to Drive Alheen Sr. wins this one. Another step close towards redemption, right? That's right, and there's more something coming up. Do not go away. Alright, Alheen Sr. won the first contest. Tell us what we have for race number 2. Well, I can tell you right now that Chuck Dixon for race number 2 is going to face off against the Metal Regionalist Joe Pickles on the defending champion, along with Walter Dixon, the 2016 World Champion, and Gordon Lambert. Everyone's on the clock, and we start the race. Alright, let's see if Chao can get another victory for his trusty fans. He got it all career long. And it looks like Gordon Lambert for us. That'll give him, Chuck, and Rover the opening edge. Chao only has to deal with 2 of his opponents, Chuck Dixon and Montreal Grayson, because Gordon Lambert was losing at the beginning of the race. So Chao might have an advantage, and it looks like Chuck Dixon's for less. So now he only has to deal with Montreal Grayson up in the front, over number 1. Chao leads over number 1 and Montreal Grayson in the cowboy. As the first superstar gets beat is number 7, who's trying to catch him in hurry. Now we'll move up 1 or 2 places thanks to that speed bus. And by now, guess who is left behind? Number 2, he really needs to catch him to do. And it looks like number 8 is one last as he headed into the water. And who will get speed bus number 2 of this race as number 2 fights for the life? It is the 2016 World Champion, Montreal Grayson. His first title was in 2004. And it looks like our defending champion, ChaoEmperor, 6 titles he has won in his 26-year career. He's in the lead of Cumberland as number 8 will get a turn now. He was resting, but now he has 2nd place or the best impact. And right now, number 2 really needed to get some back in this one. We're approaching the 1-minute mark and we're just passing it. And who will get the next command speed race? We're about to find right now. It's going to be number 1 who will get the next command. Trying to lead. Gordon Lambert is left behind in 6th place, and ChaoEmperor has a commanding lead over Chuck Dixon, who is battling with number 7 in 2nd place, as Gordon Lambert, who last appeared in 2006, takes the next command. He is catching up to Montreal Grayson in about for 4th place. For number 2 is getting left behind on competition. He really wants to get some speed bus, but I don't think that's going to happen at all. He's left behind on competition. Next race belongs to Montreal Grayson, the old yawner of Chao Racing 2017, making his 2nd speed race of the race. By now, ChaoEmperor has reached the top of the ball, and he's scoreless. But he still has a commanding lead over his opponents right now. He wakes up for a snap, and look at this! He gets the next command speed race. All the other Chao will win the wall, so he will have some real breathing room thanks to that speed bus. Montreal Grayson and Chuck Dixon trying to catch up, and it looks like Chuck Dixon's going to rest. That means Montreal Grayson will have command on 2nd place of the rest of the pack, as Gordon Lambert takes another turn. That makes his 2nd speed race, but this race is all about the male fusionist himself. ChaoEmperor is going to make his fans proud this week again. He is approaching the goal line, and as Chuck Dixon takes the next command speed race, the fans are going to approve Chao's victory. The male fusionist ChaoEmperor wins another easy victory. That's another win towards his road to repeat. Now it's 6-3 in his road to repeat. And by now, number 2 is getting left behind still, as Montreal Grayson will close out the speed race for the race, making a total of 3 speed races for this race. Alright, ChaoEmperor has made his fans proud again. Let's see how long it will last in the only one. There's more stuff coming up after we hear what for next. Alright, Paul, who do we have next? Race number 3 will feature 4 Chao, who have only won 1 race in 8 weeks so far. They are the Steel Curtain Aaron Miller, the Southern License to Drive Al Heaton Jr., Roman Fighter, and the Cowboy Benny Moy. So let's see what happens here. Good luck to these 4 Chao on the quest for victory, and please start the race. So they only have 1 win so far. How awful that is. Well, one of them is going to get another win, making it 2. But who exactly is going to get the 2nd win of the season after a long slumping of heartbreaks and pain and sorrow? We'll find out soon enough. As the 4 Chao shake the palm trees, and now they're going to eat food. And there goes Benny Moen, the cowboy, the mental cowboy in fact. He's going to lead over the pack right now. And what will he be doing at the cowboy? It looks like the cowboy is heading for the water, and so is Roman Fighter. As number 7 once again wins the opening toss. That's the 2nd race in a row, and number 7 has won the opening speed bus of the race, but he's way behind the competition in last place. Steel Curtain Aaron Miller trying to catch up to the others in a hurry, as he will take speed bus number 2 of this race, and now he moves up to 3rd place. Right now it is the Metro Cowboy, Benny Moen, who's leading over Noah Fighter as he tries to close in on battling with him. We're approaching the 1 minute mark of this exciting race. And who will get the next command speed bus? We're about to find right now. It's going to be number 1 who will have the next command speed bus. He's trying desperately to get back in this one. He's trying alright. Well, guess who's really way behind in the competition? It's number 7, that's who. But I think the next speed bus is going to be made by, just about once, it's going to be made by the Sunrise to Drive out here in Junior. He's trying to catch up and hurry. Well, at least it's going to be number 7 in the dust. Benny Moore is the first hit the wall, and number 5 swings. So now Benny only has to deal with the steel cuts and Alan Miller. Willie, hold on, we'll find out soon enough. Back to the sign on the license to drive. Alan Jr. Still trying to catch up with the pack, but number 7 really needs to get back in this one. I don't think it's going to happen. He is going to hit the wall. Yep, he's climbing on the wall. So the next BS is going to be made by number 1, who's trying to lead over the force with Chao ahead of the pack in second place. And right now, number 7 still really needs help, and I mean now. But who really got the next command BS as he fights for dear life? It's going to be made by the steel cuts and Aaron Miller. That makes it second BS space, but I think he's going to retain third place behind Roman Feynman. Yep, he's going to retain third place. As Benny Moore, the Metro Cowboy, holds on the competition to win this one. Great job by Benny Moore. As number 2 will close on speedless for race. Alright, so Benny Moore got his second win of the season. Will he keep up the pace in the rest of the run? We'll find out soon enough. We're going to present our next race in just a matter of minutes, but first let's have word from this. Alright, Paul, this race is very interesting. Tell us why. Well, race number 4, which will feature Big Cherry Tommy Days, Alex Markinson, Hunter Brown, and Bobby May and Bobby K. This is the 100th race of the 2017 season. Yep, 100 races. It feels like we all started 99 races ago. And I am really proud today. So, for the 100th time, it's best of luck to these players on a quest for victory. Everyone's on the clock, and let's have a Chao race! Alright, we're on the way with the 100th race of the season, and it looks like Hunter Brown's going to rest. So let's watch Tommy, Alex, and Bobby, who will have control of the early run. We'll find out soon enough. They're all participating to get a win in the 100th race of the 2017 season here on Chao Racing 2017 at the Cumberland, and it looks like they're all dancing to the beat. That means number 2 will have command of the lead up in the front as the first superstar gets beat on the 100th race of the 2017 season is Bobby Maynard, Bobby K, who's trying desperately to get back in this one. And right now, number 7 is getting left behind in the competition all the way in the back. And it looks like the Bobby Maynard, Bobby K is going to rest as speed race number 2 of this race will be made by Hunter Brown, who's trying to make the pass for Big Cherry Days, who leads at the curve moment ahead of the pack. And number 8 will get a turn now, trying to leave the other competitors, and thus right now Big Cherry Days and Hunter Brown are battling for the lead as the next PBS will be made by number 7, who's desperately needs to catch him every now and then. Number 2 is getting left behind. But guess who really is left behind the competition? It's number 1, that's who. But let's head back to number 7, and he can't forget about being tailgated by numbers 1 and 2. Meanwhile, Tommy Days and Hunter Brown are heading for the wall in the current one. Which one of those 2 will prevail in the only one? We'll find out now. Next BS belongs to the Bobby Maynard, Bobby K. That makes it second speed bus of the base. And number 1 is getting all alone still. And down he goes. That's going to cause some serious damage. Who got the next one? It is our leader, Hunter Brown, searching for his first win under 8 straight losses of play. Here's leaving Big Cherry Tommy Days in the dust in second place. And who will get the next one is the Bobby Maynard, Bobby K. But I think he went a little too far that time. And it looks like Hunter Brown has his race all wrapped up, ladies and gentlemen. no one's going to catch up to him in a hurry. As number 2 next match viewers, Darwin won over Hunter Brown. After 9 weeks, Hunter Brown gets his first win of his debut season. Great job. And we have just enough time for one more speed bus, and we may buy the Bobby K. I think that's 3 or 4 speed bus for Bobby K, I'm not sure. Anyway, number 1's getting left behind the competition, and Hunter Brown gets the victory. That's why we are with more. Do not go away. So, we just seen 100 races in our exciting 2017 season, and I'm sure some of them are exciting as ever, including one fine upset. And we're going to proceed to the next 100 races. Right, Paul? Right. This will be number 101, as race number 5 for week 9 will feature Chris Finacos, who has yet to get a win this season, along with Jeff Norris, Rusty Institute by Jackington, and the Gundam Style Master Garrett Dayton. Alright, time to begin the next 100 races of our journey. Everyone's on the clock, and let's spark this place. So this is race 101, the beginning of the next 100 races of our 2017 season here in beautiful Niagara Falls. And as always, anything can happen in the Chao Racing universe. We've seen something happen in the first 100 races. Maybe anything can happen in the next 100. We'll find out soon enough. But I was like, Rusty Institute Big Jackington and Jeff Norris are battling for the lead up in front. And it looks like Jeff Norris and Rusty Institute Big Jackington are heading for the water as the first superstar gets beat. This is Chris Finacos, who's trying desperately to get his first win of the season. He's also heading for the water to come in. And right now, numbers 2 and 7, who are getting left behind, trying to gain some momentum as they both head for the water, joining along with back. As Beavis number 2 of this race, we may buy number 8, who's trying desperately to stay alive over at the bridges, and it looks like number 1 process one more, so he'll drop down to last place. Jeff Norris is in the lead over Chris Finacos, who is for the rest of the come on. Jeff Norris has some breathing room after Chris Finacos went the rest. And who will get in the next command speeders? It is the Gundam Style Master everyone knows and loves, Garrett Dayton. He sits in 4th place ahead of the 4th and Chao. Right now it looks like the 4th and Chao are fighting to stay alive in the game. Looks like number 7 and 8 are battling for the lead over the 4th and Chao. As the next speeders we may buy, number 7, he has the lead over 4th and Chao, and now he has a little bit of breathing room ahead of the others. Meanwhile, Jeff Norris is trying to hold off Rusty Institute by Jackington for the lead up in the front. And it looks like Rusty Institute by Jackington will get it turned out. Trying to catch up to Jeff Norris and Hurley? Well, he will find out soon enough. Right now, the other two are getting left behind. Which one of them will get the next command speeders? It is number 8. That makes it his second speeders in the race, and he will lead number 2 in dead meat. Back up in front, Rusty Institute by Jackington. And it looks like he pauses for more. Right now, Jeff Norris and Rusty Institute Jackington are battling for the whole stretch. Who will get to the goal line first? We'll soon know in just a matter of moments from now. Next speeders belongs to number 7. That makes his second speeders race. He passes numbers 1 and 2, who are both going the rest of the categories. Jeff Norris leading over the competition up in the front, and Chris Finacos will get another turn. But that was only enough to take second place. So Jeff Norris is going to win this one. As numbers 1 and 5 for D1 on the way back, Jeff Norris holds on the competition for the victory. And number 2 will close on the fields. Just barely. Alright, so Jeff Norris got the win. He starts on the next 100 races for a victory of our season. That's fine. We'll be back for more after this. Do not go away. And we'll be halfway there after race number 6. That's my pattern. And for race number 6, we have Aaron Holmes, Nick Taiwan, Kyle Richman, and the Crime Buster policeman, Rusty Williamson. Everyone is on the clock, so without further ado, please start the race! Alright, the next 4 superstars are on their way, busting down the rainbow path and into the palm trees. Let's see who will rise up to fame and fortune this week. Right now, the 4 Chao, I'm going to eat the food. And it looks like Kyle Richman's dancing to the beat. And there goes Rusty Williamson with Alan Holmes right on his tail, battling for the lead up in the front. And it looks like both of these children are heading for the water, as Nick Sidewon will have the winning toss this time around. He's decided to take the bridges. And right now number 8 is Gormas, so he's put it a drop down the last place of the competition. And number 7 taunts for a moment. As Beaver's number 2 in this race, we may by number 1, who leaves number 7 and 8 in the dust. Right now it is Rusty Williamson who has a commanding lead over the competition right now. Up in the front, he's running away, and he's going to as we have again to number 1. Now catching up to the others in a hurry. Right now, number 7, they are battling for DUI falling away back as we approach the 1 minute mark of this race. And it looks like our Richmond's going to rest. That's the next speed we made by Rusty Williamson, the crime buster policeman. He was going to rest for a while, but now he regains the lead over Alan Holmes. And right now, Kyle Richmond drops down to last place after kicking up and pausing for one. That means he's going to need a couple of speed busts if he wants to get back in this one. And this is the first event. And down goes number 8. That's across the stage. Oh, down goes Alan Holmes back up in front. That will give Rusty Williamson the upper hand at the Cowboy as he fights from Alan Holmes to the Cowboy. As the next speeders we may by next time one. That makes his second speeders race. He's trying desperately to get back in this one. And right now, Alan Holmes and Rusty Williamson has reached the top of the wall and heading into the home stretch. And it looks like the crime buster Rusty Williamson will get his second speeders race, and he regains the lead over Alan Holmes and the Cowboy up in the front. Will he hold on for the victory? We'll find out soon enough. Next speeders belongs to number 8, who is doing pretty well keeping up with the pace, and Rusty Williamson is leaving Alan Holmes left behind in second. Looks like Rusty Williamson's going to solve another crime this week. Rusty Williamson, the policeman, does it again. He prevails over Alan Holmes as he will have the next command of speeders, disappointed in second place. And it looks like Kyle Richmond will have to settle for third place. And we have just enough time for one more speed bus, and then we may by number 7, who is way behind in the pack. Alright, Rusty Williamson got the job done this week, trying desperately to come back next season, or trying desperately in the early run. Either way, he'll be doing pretty well. Coming up, we got more exciting action for you, but first, have a look at this. Okay, we just had 6 wonderful races here in Niagara Falls so far. Now let's fulfill the other 6. Right, Paul? Right. For race number 7, we have Ricky Nelson, David Howley, the 2015 License Horse Champion, John Miller, the youngest of the Millboys, and Frank Fernando. Please start the race. Gets better and better Anyway, the 4 general off and running, trying to get to the ground over the early one. They want to get some wins, and they want to have enough if we want to reach the 2018 playoffs at the end of the season. But that's still a far, far away from here. Anyway, who will have coming on the lead up in front? It is going to be John Miller, the youngest boy in the Millboys, and it looks like Ricky Nelson's going to. That means John Miller will have full control of the lead up in the front. As the first exciting experience to start in the second half of week 9's action, it's going to be none other than number 8. And he can't forget about taunting or going to West for more. He stays alive in the competition. But guess who took a shortcut? Yep, it's Ricky Nelson, who once again prevails with a shortcut. His season is off to a good start, and he might keep it up with the pace. He has a huge lead on the competition thanks to that shortcut. As number 8, who dominates over the rest of the pack in second place, opens this one up with back-to-back speed runs. He can't forget about getting tailgated by anyone else. Right now, guess who is way behind in the competition all the way in the back? It's number 7, Natsu, as the next speed runs we made by 2015 License Champion himself, David Howley, who is winless so far in his first 8 races. I don't think he'll get a win this time around. Maybe next time. And right now, number 7, we need some more as he will get some help. He gets his viewers, but he's still in last place, and I don't think he'll get any more help in the world. Meanwhile, Ricky Nelson has reached the top of the wall. He's heading for the waterfall and into the home stretch. I think he is going to smile with another easy victory over the competition. Yep, he is gone, ladies and gentlemen. Next to us belongs to number 1, who's trying to lead number 7 in the dust. Silver Chao, along with John Miller and Frank Ponatall, are all climbing up the wall, trying desperately not to get left behind in the competition. And who will get the next 2 minutes because it is David Holloway, the 2015 Washington champion. That makes his second speed bus of the race. But our big winner is going to be this little guy right over there. Ricky Nelson wins by a landslide over his opponents, at least over his opponents. What a landslide effort by Ricky Nelson. As number 2, we'll have the next analyst speed bus, trying to leave David Howie and numbers 1 and 7 in the dust. Numbers 1 and 7 can just forget about this race. They're going to be left behind battling for dear life. And we have just enough time for one more speed bus of this race, and it will be made by Frank Ponatall, who came in 3rd place ahead of John Miller, who comes in 4th. And that's going to do it for this race. So now, fine effort puts Ricky Nelson one step closer, one win closer, towards fulfilling his first title. Let's see how it goes, and there's more something coming up. Do not go away. Alright, time for race number 8. Let's simple this one up real quickly. Go, Paul! Alright, go indeed. Race number 8 will feature Kenny Days, the Wise Duke, and it looks like he'll be placing with Howard Miller, the Miller Trainers, Luke Green, and Evan Chandingo. Let's the next 4 players in the quest for victory, and they're off. So who's going to win this one? We'll find out soon enough. And it looks like Howard Miller is going to rest, so that means Kenny Days, Luke Green, and Evan Chandingo will have the open edge. But who will really have control of the upper hand of those 3 chow right now? We're about to find out right now as the 3 chow eat the food. Kenny Days is off and running, and look at that! He's going to have the upper hand. He's going to have full control of the lead because Luke Green and Evan Chandingo are both dancing to the beat. And it looks like he's going to be heading for the water. As Howard Miller and the Miller Trainers, who's way behind in the competition, gets the opening toss this time around. That was a good speed bus right now. I think with if he has enough speed, he'll be able to catch up with the others in a hurry. And it looks like Kenny Days is going to try to get his attention here. As number 8 takes speed bus number 2 of this race, trying desperately to get back in this one. And by now, Evan Chandingo is getting behind in the competition. And it looks like number 8 toss for one, thinking about number 10. Well, anyway, will the strategy work? You better well. Number 8 gets back to us. The strategy worked, and now he's really back in this one this time. And by now, Kenny Days, the Wise Duke of the Days Farmers, who won the tag team title in 2015, trying to hold off Evan Chandingo, who's safely in 2nd place ahead of the pack. Up in the middle, we pass the 1 minute mark, guys. The next speed bus will be made by number 1, who dominates over the rest of the pack. He dominates over the 4 Silver Chow and Howard Miller and Luke Green, who are battling for 4th place of the pack. Right now, numbers 2 and 7 are getting left behind in the competition. And down goes number 7. That's what the cost of same match. Well, which one of them will get the next command speed bus? It's going to be number 2 who will get the next command speed bus. Now catching up to number 7, I don't think I1 will get any more speed bumps for a while. They're going to be left behind the competition. And back in the front, Kenny Days has reached the top of the wall. Will Kenny Days hold on for an easy victory? He only has 1 win so far. Will he hold on for win number 2? We'll find out soon enough. Next speed bus belongs to Howard Miller. That makes his second speed bus of the race. And right now, numbers 2 and 7 are getting left behind, and number 2 is going to rest. And it was like, yep, number 8 is going to rest as well. So number 7 will move over a couple of places, as Evan Chandingo will get a turn out, but he went a little too far that time. That's going to cost some damage. And yes indeed, Kenny Days has hold off Howard Miller for the victory. And the Wise Duke, Kenny Days gets the victory, holding off Howard Miller. Candy gets his long away second win of the 2017 season as number 7 will close on the Speedway race, leaving numbers 2 and 8 in the dust. Alright, Candy is back in this one. He may have enough distance to get back in this one. Well, he will find us enough. And we are back with more Song action after we hear what the next. We hope you're enjoying a great time so far weeknight's action, and we hope you get a chance to see Niagara Falls. Still to come, we got an explosive main event in which Gary Coles tries to repeat as Superstar of the Week. But right now, we gotta get through a couple more races before we can get to that. So Paul, tell us what we have for race number 9. Race number 9, Brandon will feature OJ Upton, or OJ Upton for short. He represents one half of the License of Destiny, along with Louis Charleston, Rusty Jackington, aka the instant lead player of Chao Racing, and the next generation superstar himself, Antonio Bennett of the Classic Go-Getters. Everyone is on the clock, and let's rock this place. Okay, so who will be the fortunate one this time? Who will be fortunate enough to get another win closer? One win closer to us on the glory of becoming the next world champion of Chao Racing. Only time will tell, and we'll find out soon enough. Right now on the floor, Chao are going to check the food, and now they're going to eat the food, and it looks like OG Upton dancing to the beat. And there goes the other 3 superstars, with Antonio Bennett leading over Bussy into Reba Jackington and Louis Charleston to come on. And it looks like Antonio Bennett and Louis Charleston are both be heading for the water. And so is OJ Upton at the instant replay of Chao Racing. Bussy into Reba Jackington wins the opening toss for the space. He's trying to gain momentum over at the bridges for that speed bus. Right on the other 3 Chao are swimming like crazy over at the water. And it looks like Antonio Bennett is going to rest as he will get speed bus number 2 in this space. He took his nap, now he's fine to stay alive. With OJ Upton leading over the pack, over the 4 Chao right now. Looks like numbers 2 and 7 are getting left behind the competition. And number 2 taunts for more as the next PS win made by number 1, who leaves numbers 2 and 7 in the dust. Meanwhile, OJ Upton up in the front is trying desperately to hang on to the lead. He's trying to lead Louis Charleston and Antonio Bennett, who are fighting for second place with back. Will he get the job done this week? We'll find out soon enough. Next PS belongs to number 2 and number 7 was pausing for one, so number 2 will make the pass from number 7. But both of these Chao are still left behind in the competition. These 2 Chao really need to get back in this one. I don't think that's going to happen at all. Who will get the next SPS? It is Louis Charleston. That's who. Curry sits in 3rd place ahead of Bussy Easy Movement Jackson. Antonio Bennett is catching up to our leader, OJ Upton, or OJ Upton for short. And it looks like OJ Upton is with us. That means Antonio Bennett will have command of the lead. As the next PS win made by number 7, who desperately needs some catching up to do. He finally gets enough, but not enough to stay in the game. He's still in last place on the competition. And right now, Antonio Bennett and OJ Upton are fighting for the lead of the convoy. Antonio Bennett was leading, and OJ Upton went a little too far that time. I do believe Antonio Bennett is going to retain the lead over OJ. As number 8 will have the next command speed bus, Antonio Bennett has indeed held on to the lead. If no one else gets the speed bus other than him, he should be able to get a win from the next generation superstar. Yep, it is number 7 who got it. So the winner of this race is Antonio Bennett over OJ Upton and Louis Charleston, from the 2nd and 3rd respectively. And Bussy and Jackson wrap up the race in 4th. Alright, so the classic goal get on. Antonio Bennett gets the job done. Let's see how the rest of the season will fare. Yep. I hope he has a pretty good future, and so do we. Coming up, we got more exciting action for you, but first have a look at this. Okay, Paul, time for race number 10. That's right. And for race number 10, here in Niagara Falls, we have Jerry Lang, the Harlem Shake Master F1 Kingsley, Glenn Murray, and Chris Schneider, the other half of the Classic Go-Getters. Antonio Bennett did a pretty good job in the last race. Will Chris Schneider do the same? We're about to find him right now. Let's have a Chao race. Okay, there goes Chris Schneider. He's busting down the line, leaving the other competitors in the dust. He's shaking the palm trees. The other 3 Chao are trying to catch up to him in a hurry. And it looks like one is silver Chao on the rest. And there goes Chris Schneider. He is off and running, ladies and gentlemen. He had a couple of losses, but I'm pretty sure he'll get back on the right track eventually. Right now it looks like Glenn Belly will have a command of leading over the rest of the pack in second place, as F1 Kingsley will get the one toss, with Holland Chain Master himself. And right now, Jerry Lang at numbers 2 and 7 are getting left behind the competition. Number 2, way behind Jerry Lang, number 7, and number 7 is what I said. Jerry Lang and number 2 are heading for the water, as Beavis number 2 in this race will be made by number 1. I think he's going to be last place because he's stuck with the bridges, of course. Anyway, it looks like one is still a jog on us. Jerry Lang trying to catch up with the others in a hurry. They making way to the top of the wall, as number 7 will get it done now. Now he desperately needs help. He at number 1 are battling for dear life all the way back. Chris Schneider, meanwhile, is dominating in the lead up in the front. And who will get the next command speed rest? It is Jerry Lang. That's who. He's trying to catch up to Glenn Murray, who's safely in second place, ahead back. And right now, numbers 1, 7, and F1 Kingsley are all getting left behind in the competition. Which one of them will get the next command speed rest? It is number 1, and he will leave F1 Kingsley in dead meat in last place. Back them in front, Chris Schneider has reached the top of the wall. He's waiting for a while, and now he's ending for the home stretch. I don't think anyone will be able to catch up to Chris Schneider. He is going to get an easy one indeed. Back to number 7 we go. And now he is leading numbers 1 and F1 Kingsley in the dust. F1 Kingsley is getting left behind in the competition. Whereas Glenn Murray, who will get the next command speed rest, trying to hold on Jerry Lang for third place. As Chris Schneider follows up from Antonio Bennett's wisdom, and Chris Schneider gets an easy victory. His speed paid off. After a couple bumps in the wall, he's starting to get back on the right business. What a deal. And it looks like F1 Kingsley will get a turn now. Trying desperately to get back in this one. I think he's going to retain last place in the competition. And I don't think he'll get any more help from the crowd at all. Yep, he's going to be left behind in the competition all the way in the back. And we have just enough time for one more speed bus on this race, and it will be made by number 2. I think that's going to do it after that speed bus. Yep, I don't think we'll have time for another speed bus. F1 Kingsley is going to get there in time. And that's going to do it. Okay, so the winner of this race, Classic Go-Getters, Chris Schneider. He helped from Antonio Bennett, and thus he paid off. And we'll be right back with more exciting action after we find out a word about this. So, now we have only 2 races left here in Niagara Falls this week for weeknight action. Tell us the first of those remaining 2 races, Paul. Okay, Brandon, I got you. The first of those remaining 2 races, for race number 11, we have Dave Miller and the Miller Trainers, Vince Dason, Thomas Linklater, and Richard Hasselhoff. Good luck to the next 4 participants, and please start the race! Here we go. So let's find out who will be the next star to earn a victory and hope not to go overboard Niagara Falls this week. Boy, Niagara Falls is surely a great place to enjoy a special event, especially when it's Chao Racing, of course. And right now, who has command on the lead up in the front? It is Richard Hasselhoff, Natsu, following in a close second by Vince Dason as he heads for the water. And the first superstar against PBS this time around, it's Dave Miller and the Miller Traders. But that was a matter of pity right there. That didn't help a lot at all. And right now, number 2 is going to rest, so he is better to be left behind in the competition all the way in the back. As number 1 takes Beavis, number 2 in this race, making a pass from number 8. And right now, it is Richard Hasselhoff who leads over Vince Dason and Thomas Linklater at the current moment, who are fighting for second place at the current moment. Up in the front, Richard Hasselhoff has made the top of the hill, and now he's heading to the sapphire portion of the course as we head back into number 1. And now he gains a little bit more ground over the competition. He's now battling with Dave Miller for 4th place. And it looks like number 7 Transform 1 dropping down to last place. Oh, at the back. Okay. As he will get the next Commander Speed Bus. And now he's fighting to stay alive in the game. Meanwhile, Richard Hasselhoff is the first. Well, should be the first. Head to the wall. Will anyone be able to catch up to Richard Hasselhoff in a hurry? We'll find out soon enough. Next Speed belongs to number 1. That makes his first Speed race. And now he dominates over the force of Chao and Dave Miller, who is going best. Fighting with number 8 for G-Life. And look at this. He's going to get another Speed Bus. And now he gains a little bit more ground over the force of Chao over Dave Miller. That makes a total of 4 Speed Bus for number 1 so far this race. As the next Speed Bus we made by Thomas Wingrada, who's safely in 3rd place, but just behind Richard Hasselhoff. And it looks like Ben Stason should have the lead over Richard Hasselhoff in the Cowboy. By the way, looks at it. Super Chao getting left behind. As the next Speed Bus we made by number 2. And now he leads over the force of Chao thanks to that Speed Bus. And Vince Mason back in front is going to make the pass from Richard Hasselhoff, and he's going to win it. As number 1 takes up 5th Speed Bus of the race, Vince Mason holds out Richard Hasselhoff for the win. Congratulations to Vince Mason on a job well done. And number 7 and 8 are getting left behind in the competition all the way back. As number 8 is better to close out the Speed Bus for the race. And I will lead number 7 in Denby all the way in the back. And that's going to do it for this race. So Vince Mason won at the Richard Hasselhoff, dominated for some of the race. That's right, he done a pretty good job for Vince Mason, and we are back with the main event right after this. Well, we're pretty sure what sound it means to start off the main event, but I think the war of the Niagara Falls is always up front. So it's main event time, ladies and gentlemen, for week 9 here at beautiful Niagara Falls, the wonder of North America. Paul, who do we have for this week's exciting and explosive main event? Week 9's main event, Brandon, will feature our returning champion Gary Cross, taking on Fred Harrison, Iron Fowley's Water Street Wingman, and the Sheriff Outlaw Eric Crosby. This week's main event is presented by your Honda dealers, and for more information about how to get certain deals for different Honda automobiles, visit the Honda store or the Honda website for more details. Alright, let's see what happens here. Thanks to the 4 main event participants. Please start the race. Alright, the War of Niagara Falls and the War of Niagara Falls audience attendance. The crowd is on their feet for the 4 main event participants this week. How will the final outcome prevail for these 4 superstars? We're about to find out right now as Gary calls and he's good. That will give Fred Harrison coming up the lead up in the front. Eric Crosby, the Sheriff Outlaw, is catching up to him in 2nd place. And it looks like they'll both be heading for the water as the first superstar gets beat us on week 9's main event presented by Honda is number 2, who's decided to take the bitches of the convoy, and right now gets to his way behind the competition. Number 8 really needs to get back in this one. He's better to take the water, trying to maintain the ground over the competition, as the Irish Wonder on the wall, Steve Wickman takes Speed Bus number 2 in this race, trying to catch up to the others in a hurry. Right now it is a showdown between Fred Harrison and the Sheriff Outlaw, Eric Crosby up in the front as they head into the second half of the Emerald Quest, the Sapphire portion as a matter of fact. The other 2 are also catching up to them as the next Speed Bus way made by number 7, who desperately needs to catch him every now and then. Now he's going to lead number 8 in the dust. And number 2 Transform 1 as he will get the next command Speed Bus, but that didn't help a lot at all. He retains last place due to that pity Speed Bus. Meanwhile, Fred Harrison is trying to hold off Eric Crosby, with the Sheriff Outlaw is trying to make the pass. Will he make the pass? We'll find out soon enough. Next Speed Bus belongs to Iron Fowley's Warrior Steve Wingman. That makes his 2nd Speed Bus race, so he's at the 4th place behind returning champion Gary Coles, who was one-up in the 2016 World Championship, to be a matter of fact. And right now, number 8 really needs some help, but the next Speed Bus will be made by number 7. That makes his 2nd Speed Bus of the race. He leaves number 2 left behind in 7th. And back in front, Gary Goals trying to hold off Eric Crosby and Van Henderson, who are both catching up to him as Van Henderson takes 6 speed runners. It looks like he is going to make the pass from Gary Goals. So I think Van Henderson's going to be the new superstar of the week for week 9 here in Niagara Falls. What a deal by Van Henderson himself. As the Irish runner world takes another turn, making his first 2 birds of base. Van Henderson is week 9 superstar of the week. The board has answered for Van Henderson. He is the new superstar of the week, and now he's just back above 500. Wow. Congratulations to him. Yes, he did pretty good indeed. As a matter of fact. Back in the bid, do not go away. Well, thanks for tuning in for week 9, and thanks to everyone who participated in the audience here at beautiful Niagara Falls. I'm Brad Shannon, so until next time, keep on smiling and so long, everybody! Thank you for joining us this week. This is Paul Tyler signing off. See you next week for another Chao Racing 2017 show.